السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم إنا نستعينك ونستغفرك ونستهديك ونؤمن بك ونتوب إليك ونتوكل عليك ونثني عليك الخير كله نشكرك ولا نكفرك ونخلع ونترك من يفجرك وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين. We can start.
Do you want to tell them what we're reading?
Yeah, well, it is better to.
So we're reading the third treatise from
Seedbed of the
Seedbed of the Light.
Yeah. Okay.
Know, O friend, that everything bears a stamp and seal particular to the one, besought of all, and has signs testifying that he is its maker and owner. Out of the innumerable stamps of his oneness and seals of his being the eternally besought of all, look at the stamp seen during spring.
We can continue.
Okay.
Now we have to be careful about this paragraph, following paragraph. Make it section by section.
Okay. Perfect artistry despite abundance.
Now, contradictions. That's what is important in the creation. We have to pay attention to this contradiction. Why is it contradiction? We will talk. But we see that artistry in every creation, but the things are abundant. If you do a lot of things, artistry will be neglected, but not this contradiction in the creation. Yeah.
Perfect artistry despite abundance. Perfect order despite absolute ease.
Yeah, order and ease. And with perfect order, but coming into existence, it is no difficulty. But if it is a jumbled thing, it's easy to put all of them together. But if you put them in a perfect order, but with no difficulty. That's what we have to pay attention to what's going on in, people call it nature, in the creation, in the world.
Perfect measure, proportion, and firmness despite incredible speed.
Yeah. If something happens quickly, the measure is mixed. Perfect measurement is missed. But we have to notice that order, arrangement, order, proportion, firmness, measure, proportion, for example. But we have to, at the same time, think that the things are continuously and very rapidly changing. Nothing is static. And very fast. But the measurement, the proportion, and the firmness, the things are firm. It means nothing is loose, meaningless, not perfect, functioning not very well. even we see that some things are wrong, they function according to us. We don't like. For example, let's say there is an tsunami happening, perfectly as a tsunami. No, illness in human beings, very easy to see, perfect order. Not accidental illness. That's why people try to cover the way they are created. But some people may not see that it's created. They say, I'm discovering the order of the things, how they are happening. But we have to understand that the contradiction requires that the unconscious causes cannot really be the reason of existence of this order, artistry, measure, and everything is perfectly done. Perfectly.
Perfect individualization despite worldwide distribution.
Now, for example, not like we know that manufacturers set the plant factory and produces the same thing. But here, we look like each other, but not the same. We are human beings, correct. We have 2 ears, 2 eyes, correct. We have hair, but nobody's hair is the same. Nobody's eyes are the same. This must be the fact with other animals and plants as we see. None of the stars are the same. They are all different. Perfect individualism. It means every single thing is created perfectly for its own being, individual being. But individualism is there, but countless number of things are created at once. How can we really refer this event to blind, mindless, without will, no knowledge, attributed to causes and said the causes are the reason of existence of this result? I don't understand. Do you get the point?
Right.
Some people say, not all, of course, causes are, the cause and effect relationship. Studying how the order is working is our job. We have to find out order. But I have no right to say that within this order, this part is making the other part. Cannot. That is the confusion of this age. They say science is discovering only how the order is. But interpretation of this order is a personal, if you like, bigotry, saying that this happens because this cause is making it. This part is making the other part. What? Impossible for a human being to accept that. It seems to be simple, but it is very convincing and obvious evidence that the cause and effect relationship in creation cannot be seen as the source of existence of anything. But it demonstrates the order. The one who is given existence to the things within this order is absolute. Otherwise, we cannot explain the existence of anything. It's very important.
Right.
The Quran's challenge, it is interesting, Quran's challenge, or an example, even the prophetic examples, you remember, Moses comes to Pharaoh with clear evidence. Of course, it is narrated in the form of a miracle, which is also possible, everything materially coming into existence in a miraculous way. Why not? But his claim, his call to the people, call the people to accept that everything is created in the language of the Quran. It is precisely meant to be. Everything is created by, the language of the Quran is beautiful, very careful, by the Lord of the whole world. And specifically, coming to now individualization, that is your word, your Lord. Again, the Quran uses Lord of the all worlds, which is very famous, Rabbul Alameen. When he speaks to the individual, he says, this Lord of the whole world, this means everything created, everything you see, is your Lord. It means it is the one who also made you and gave you existence. Think about it on your own being, on your own example. See, every day you are changing. Everybody is changing. Billions of people are changing. Trillions of other animate beings are changing. And endless number that we cannot really count of the other inanimate beings are continuously changing. Everything is uniquely created, given existence. Everything has its own identity. No one thinks that, for example, Gladys, I thought you were Ahmed. Impossible. Gladys. It has its own unique feature in every sense. Your voice is unique. Your gestures are unique. Style of your hair is unique, not exactly the same. Your fingerprints, people know that. That's why I'm giving this. The symbol. Everything is unique, in fact. Your DNA structure is unique. But quadrillions of things are given unique existence with no confusion and very significant. No, it doesn't take time, let me make sure this one is perfect, and then this one, and then no, at the same time taking place. How can you say that the inanimate are making you different from the rest of billions of people? Never the same. Everything is, that's very important. The way you speak is different. The voice is different. Your language accent is different. If someone calls you and says, hi, you say, oh, hello, John. How do you know? You haven't seen him. The voice is unique to him. Incredible. We don't pay attention to creation, and that's why we say, how do we know? How do we know? And the science will discover. Which is very simple, very simple. Everybody tries to learn something, how the order of the universe works, so that the person will adapt himself to the order and maybe benefit from the way the things are created, and ask the creator for him to create something in a particular way, because the order doesn't change. Orderliness doesn't change. Order doesn't change, but the things, the results created within the order continues to change. That's incredible. That's what we have to say. Well, the universe cannot exist accidentally, impossible. I cannot say it. So we have to study order. Those people who call themselves scientists have to study the order. That's their profession, but they have no right to say that one part of the universe is making the other part, giving existence to the other part. No logic. Giving existence to the other part, perfectly knowing and encompassing what is going on in the whole order, so that it will make it unique. Unique to that thing, different from the others, prefer it. No sign of knowledge, no quality. They are blind, unconscious matter. So interpretations are individual choice, but the order is out there. That's why the scriptures, all scriptures say our evidence is clear. Our claim is clear. Mubin. Ayatun mubin. Clear sign. No way to confuse for anyone. If he wants to see the truth, the reality, and submit to it. No way to confuse. So people say even the prophetic miracles are the signs. Okay, but prophetic miracles are not, for me, a universal thing that I can observe now. That time people needed it, and in order to take this person who says, I am employed by God, seriously, okay, why not? Everything is created by the absolute being. That event also may be created by the absolute being. But for me now, I have to see that the message the prophets bring is evident. No way to confuse. Clear. These contradictions are really amazing for me. It's obvious that you cannot really attribute it to accident at all.
Did you just say their claims wasn't clear?
Who?
For example, in the time of Moses?
Whatever it is. Doesn't matter, time of Moses or Muhammad or in your time. In your time. They say you are lying. They take, in the language of the Quran, means, no, you are telling a lie, saying that I brought news from the creator of the universe. No, there's no such thing. Of course, the counter argument is, we haven't heard anything like that from our forefathers. Look at the excuse. It's a novelty. That's a new thing. Where did you get this from? Come on. That's why I am extremely sensitive to speak on behalf of forefathers. Whatever they are. They may be, if you are coming from a Christian background, it may be a Christian forefather. Doesn't matter. Don't speak on behalf of your forefathers, not on behalf of your father. I'm sorry. By narrating that our forefathers didn't have this idea. So you are a novelty. But we have to think, now also it is true for you and for me. I shouldn't say that I come from a Muslim community, that we are right. Of course, Jews said I come from a Jewish community, I'm right. Because my forefathers transferred this culture to me. The same thing. Never ever say that I come from a Muslim, as a Muslim, Muslim background people. I come from a Muslim community or Muslim tradition, so I am a Muslim. I believe, but it's meaningless. Even your forefathers believed in it. What is it to do with you? What is your evidence? Whether they are right or wrong, regardless, none of your business. What is your evidence? Neither the Quran nor the prophetic teaching never speaks clearly or hints that listen to your forefathers. Never. But what the scriptures do say, this is the message, not novelty, not a new message. This is the message the Lord of the worlds has been sending to mankind consequently by many other prophets. That is confused now. That is the point of confusion for some people. Look, the Quran refers to the past, but to the prophets. It means those people who bring a message from the past. Not from the past. I'm very sorry. I'm confused. In the past time, from God. The Quran never says that these are your forefathers, follow them. If it was so, everybody would be ready. An atheist family, a person who was born into an atheist family, I'm following my forefathers. It really denies the personal responsibility, which is not human. Everybody is, can you say that my forefather was a pirate, used to really rob the ship, merchandise ship. So I have to follow the same way because my father, I inherited this culture. Can you say that? And justify your... So, but any prophet comes with a message. It is not the first time that this man is claiming that. No, it had been claimed by many prophets the same thing. The same thing. So it's not really new. It is, in fact, this message, first, as old as a human kind. As the Creator sends the message, guidance, and also creates the man with the ability to understand it and affirm it. So it is with human beings. So the scriptures, the prophets, don't call people to confirm something which is not within themselves. Which is not within themselves. The witness of the truthfulness of the message is with me, with you. The capacity to acknowledge it, that the prophet comes and helps you to discover this, to recover this. Right? So we can contribute to that. It's amazing. I'm excited about this seemingly contradictory, but a perfect reality that we observe in the universe, in the order of the universe, the way it is coming into existence.
If the Quran claims that we should follow our ancestors, what they believed, it seems like that would also be contradictory to my own feelings as a human being, which is to be curious, to investigate, and to wonder what the real thing, not necessarily believe automatically. There's always elements, not of suspicion, but of doubt.
Question.
Yeah.
So there is no human quality which really confirms that we should follow the forefathers. But every human quality urges each human being to investigate and come to a conclusion by himself. So hear, but investigate it. Listen, but listen to what they say, of course, but investigate it for yourself. Yes, correct.
The highest price and value despite the greatest economy.
Yeah. For example, if whole mankind get together, cannot create one mango, orange. So precious. So precious. But it is created in the best, shortest way, possible way, as we see it. Just from the soil and water. You know, the soil and water. Sunlight comes, and so it is made so easily, but in the best way, with no, for example, not extra materials are used in order to make it perfect. No, the minimum possible material is used. For example, what you eat, certain things. You know, I don't know whether you eat rice or bread or whatever, potatoes or chips. So certain things, let's say you eat 20 different kinds of food, but they are all coming from the same soil. They are all coming from the same water, material, and sunlight. More or less. Air, whatever. They are mainly used for different elements. But there are in it different, but use these simple things, and the mango is made, millions of other creatures are made out of the simple matter, and minimum amount is used. You know, if you want to make something perfect, what you do, you use many material, different material, not a minimum amount. And what you find out after you eat your food, let's say you ate soup and some bread and egg today, maybe cheese or something, whatever you eat, and what happens? It is the skin is created, hair is created, nail is created, bones are created, flesh is created, eyes are created, organs, internal organs are created, nerve system is created out of the same simple material. Same simple material. And if you really go back to the material structure, very simple, they're similar. With the same material, incredible number of different variety of the things are given existence or created. So the economy, it means greatest economy, the simplest, the least amount of material is used, but what comes out is priceless. No one can say that I can sell my eyes, my ear, my heart, my tongue for $1 billion. I wouldn't. If someone gives me, I swear by God, I wouldn't give one eye. Billion, what shall I do with the billion of dollars? So precious. It is it correct? Irreplaceable with anything. So precious. Would you? 1 billion though.
Maybe not.
What are you going to do with the $1 billion if you don't have your eye? Pointless.
Another one.
So it will cost you another billion, 2 billion, because people say, oh, it is very precious. I'll sell it for 2, not 1. Yeah. You cannot buy. You cannot buy. It means even one thing, let's say one nerve system doesn't work. What should we do? You cannot move your eye. What would you do? It is worth everything. So this really greatest value, but the most economic way. Incredible. Material is extremely simple. The outcome is extremely valuable. What's going on? It's mind-boggling. So we have to say, no, matter cannot be the reason of existence of anything, because it can't be so obvious what's going on. So the interpretation of the events, saying that because of this happened to your mind or your brain, and that's why you behave in this way, or that was the reason. Yeah, that is how the order is. Yeah. For example, if I really plug off the battery charge, after certain hours, the computer doesn't work. Yeah, it goes to sleep, right? You cannot say that the electricity made the computer. How the computer is made? Why do you deny the maker, the engineer? I don't know what's wrong with the minds of these people. That engineer made it in this way. Because this part, the metal or the whatever the material is used in the body of the computer, cannot be the source of existence of any other part. They are made in this way. But they make big words that we are going to discover how the things are happening. And attribute the things to other things. It's incredible.
I think the charger part is interesting that you use there, because the laptop itself needs to be sustained continuously.
That's how it is made.
Yeah, and if you take it out, like all the parts can sustain themselves, well then just
It doesn't mean that the electricity is giving existence to the computer system. What is the relationship, for God's sake? They say causes have effects. That is how the things are caused by the immediate part. And this is called scientific explanation. Okay. Now, we should be comfortable in our heart when the scriptures, all scriptures say the message to you from your Creator is plain, clear, not difficult to understand. You don't have to take a special course. The only thing is, use your human qualities. Simple. Use your human qualities. Listen, and you will see, listen to the message. You will say, oh, that's really true. What's wrong with me that I will deny it? Why should I? It's very simple. But they are going to recover. They are going to discover. Yeah. They are going to discover what? How the order works. how the order is made. It's correct. That's what we have to do. Even the most ignorant, illiterate farmer, let's say, I mean, it doesn't have to be illiterate, but even the, I don't know, a person in jungle still looks for every opportunity to discover how the order works, so that he will, or she or he, will grow some harvest crops, or breed animals, this kind of things. And then he will protect his body from harming factors for his body. So that everybody knows, even the child starts learning, as soon as comes, learns what? How the order works. So simple. Everybody is given the capacity to wonder how the order works. Of course, the ultimate cause is, ultimate purpose is, look for the order of the universe, try to see that it is so clear that this order of the universe cannot come into existence by itself. Nothing within the order of the universe can come into existence by itself or by any other part of the order. So this is very interesting, that we cannot really comprehend the Creator as it is, but we are absolutely sure that this order has been given existence by a thing which is absolute in its nature. It means undescribable in its nature. Simple. All the message of the prophets, the essence of the messages of the prophets is this. Don't worship. Don't think that other things are given existence to anything else. But the Lord of the universe, Lord of everything. It's so simple. Rabbul Alameen. So simple. When you really grasp this, you stop doing a lot of intriguing interpretations about the creation and seeing that I am also doing something. I am also creating something. I mean, meaningless. Say, I am obeying the order. Simple. That is called, obeying the order is called submitting to the will of the Creator. Very simple. You can teach the children in your stories. Submit to the will of the Creator, how He willed the universe. Be conscious that I am submitting to the will of the Creator while you are obeying the order. So simple. Don't say, this is what? We keep saying that this is what worship is. Worship of God is. People either worship the Lord of the universe, the Creator of the universe, or the things themselves. There is no other alternative. Either trust the Lord of the universe or trust yourself. What you found out in the order said, I'm doing it. The thing is doing it. So simple. Actually, so simple. Belief is so simple. What the message of the scriptures is very simple. We made religious life complicated. By listen to yourself, you will understand what's right and what's wrong. Just listen to yourself. And the message comes, helps you to discover what your reality is. Listen to the message. You will say that, oh yeah, really, it is me. Okay.
And perfect distinguishment despite absolute mixedness and similarity point to the one.
So similarity, this is the finish.
Okay,
Similarity.
similarity.
Yeah. Perfect distinguishment, individualization and worldwide distribution, contradiction, we studied this.
Right.
Perfect fundamentally, distinguishment despite absolute mixedness and similarity. Seed falls into soil, and in the soil, everything is mixed up. No one is really sorting them out. And then comes up the shoots and the tree perfectly designed. We eat everything, but our body perfectly designed. Right? Everything is mixed, but at the same time, your distinguishing features never change. Yeah. Of course, in the order, if you eat something harmful, you see the harmful side of it. But that's what you experience it. And you learn that, I shouldn't eat this one. Correct. And these contradictions, or the contradictory appearances of the order, so never allows the possibility that of the idea that things may be the cause of the others. Never allows this. Altogether, all these characteristics that we see simply, you don't have to be a scientist. You can really see it. Now you read now. All of them all together
Point to the one single creator.
Yeah, that's simple. That's very simple. There is one single creator, means absolute creator. Single is the translation of ahad. So, one single creator, wahid ahad. All the messages of the prophets are based on single creator, absolute creator. It means there is one creator, but none else. Yeah, none else. It's very simple. وَلَا إِلَهَ غَيْرُكُمْ. We always say that in the Islamic tradition, let's say, there is no ilah. It means source of existence, creator, apart from the absolute one. So we see nothing in this world which has the quality to create, but the things are being created. What is the inevitable conclusion? The things are being created, but there is no creator in the universe. What does it mean? Very simple. No God, but the creator. No creator in the universe, but the one who created the whole universe within this perfect order. It's so simple. Okay. So you can continue. These contradictions are very important. Actually, we should pay attention to.
On Earth's surface, we observe acts of ever original and purposeful creation.
Now, did you get it? Ever original. You may look like your father or mother or uncle, but you are still different. So all the animals, they just put them into one category. Animate beings, all of them are different. Even each individual animal in each species is different from the other. You can see it in human race because we are used to seeing it in human race. For us, every pigeon is the same. No. Maybe for other people who are not used to the facial difference, That they will say, oh, this, I don't know, white Americans or black Americans, whatever they call them, they are the same. But when you get used to it, you understand that none of them is the same. Before me, before I came here and experienced many African American origin people, I used to think that they are the same. And for the Chinese people, I think that they are the same and they are the same age. They don't really show. But of course, now it is obvious. Nobody is the same. So as you get used to it, you will understand that none of the apricot tree is the same as the other one. Other apricot tree, not plum tree. Even people even claim that every fruit is different from the other in the same tree. So it is very, everything is ever original and purposeful creation, particularly made, as if custom made. Yeah, particularly custom made. Sorry?
It's a good way to put it.
Yeah, okay.
These occur in infinite abundance together with beautiful and perfect artistry.
Now, it's explaining this contradiction, infinite abundance, together with beautiful and perfect artistry. Abundance, artistry.
With,
Contradiction, eh?
yeah. With absolute ease and in perfect order and arrangement. At incredible speed with no loss of proportion, firmness, or substantiality.
To understand, continues, drawing our attention to the contradictory situation, what's going on in the universe. Contradictory means really you cannot really reconcile, so that this is the result of this. Impossible. Okay.
And an infinite distribution of species together with each individual's infinite beauty. These acts occur with the greatest economy or lowest cost imaginable, yet every individual is priceless and unique while having the highest there's nothing explained.
Okay. Dilma? No? The 4 is not there? It is important. Is there 4?
Oh, you can take that one.
Oh, it's interesting. I have missed it, huh?
Highest correspondence and similarity between and among species despite the vast distances of time and space.
So can you say there is no relationship between the Earth and some galaxies? There is. Huge. Because human beings find it very difficult on some of the galaxies. We know only, I don't know, some people say, but they conclude that. But the universe we know, now, the galaxies we know is only the 2 or 3% of the thing. But to me, you cannot get to the end. It doesn't mean that the universe is infinite, no, but we cannot get to the end. Scripture also says you cannot get out of the creation. It means you cannot really come to the end. Did you get the 4th page? Is it there?
No, it's not on.
Oh, it is interesting. How about this? Page 4. No?
I'll take it.
Okay. Okay. Oh, it's interesting. No, it is my mistake, actually. I thought I printed out. Apparently it didn't. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, let's go and let's continue.
They are in a balance with an absolute variety, a perfect individualization of characters and features, though generated from similar or even the same materials.
Yeah,
Structural
Similar
principles.
or same material? They are similar and same material is used, but all of them are different.
Structural principles in organization.
Yeah. Same material, same structural, again, principles. I don't know, every plant comes out of the seed. Then every animal being comes out of either egg or a cell. Yeah.
Right.
But they're definitely different.
Each thing is enough to manifest the stamp discussed, for the infinite abundance together with beautiful, ordered artistry is particular to him who has infinite power and who is not distracted or prevented from doing many things at once.
Now, that's why we cannot try to discover the one who gave existence. It means the Lord of the whole universe, owner of the whole universe. But why? Because the work he performs demonstrates that he is infinite. Then how can you comprehend him? We only say, you are infinite. I cannot comprehend you. Did you notice that? Especially in the Quranic teaching. I believe that the origin of the previous scriptures must be teaching the same thing. If you really compare, for example, any story, the Moses stories are shared by Torah and the Quran. Okay, and the Bible doesn't have this kind of things. Bible is a completely another matter. It's a life biography. But New Testament Bible, I'm saying, but Hebrew Bible. But you see that if you really study together, what happened to Torah? They made it the miracles narrated by the prophets. First, they made it into a material form. Not necessarily that, for example, the miracle of Moses, for example, or Joseph, but every of them, for example, really they understood that they turned it into material thing only. For example, Noah's Ark. Okay, there may be, but it's not the point. It is time-bound disposition. Noah's Ark. That time showing to the people materially, because they cannot really believe that what Noah was claiming is true. He says, I am receiving a message from the Creator, the owner of the universe. Who are you? How? You're a human being like me. What do you mean? Those people, because I have to go back. In order to send a messenger to a group of people, this group of people should have no remnants of truth alive among them. So the prophet is sent. If there is one person who is propagating, teaching the truth, there is no need to send the prophet. The man is doing or fulfilling the mission. So there is no need. But when they come out of blue, as if for them, we have to understand this, because the Quran is full of stories, prophetic stories, references. So it's not once or twice, one verse, two verses, no, thousands, maybe more, thousands of verses refer to the prophetic stories. there's a big chunk of the teaching of the Quran. We have to understand these prophetic stories. So the society has no clue of any truth at all. Truth. But they may say, for example, in the case of Muhammad, they say universe has, God created the universe, and what they are emphasizing on, this God has chosen our forefather Abraham, and this building, which is called Kaaba, is his sign. How? They didn't know. They just heard Abraham, Abraham, Abraham. But they don't know what the message is. They don't know what God is. What do you mean by the literal meaning of the word is Baytullah means God's house. You go there, it's just stone. What do you mean by God's house? They never thought about it. Because it was good that it is regarded as the God's house, it was a source of income for them. People used to come, oh, good business, you know. So let's hold on to it, keep it. As far as the truth is concerned, they never were concerned with the truth. And in this condition, this is Muhammad, the Prophet Muhammad's condition. Moses' condition is the same. Noah's condition is the same. Abraham's condition is the same. No one had the truth. And the people come, and a person comes and says that I am holding the truth. It is given to me by the Lord of the owner of the universe. Come on, of course, it is impossible to believe. I'm not used to, I have no trace of it. I have no experience of it. And as in this case, as an outcome of the mercy of the Creator for the ignorant status of these people, the prophets are given, created some extraordinary things that the people are not used to seeing. For example, there was no sign of anything at all. The Noah was saying, look, if you don't really worship the creator of the universe, stop worshiping this stupid symbols here. God is going to destroy you. He ordered me to make the ark. He started making the ark, putting the pieces of wood together, making into a kind of simple, primitive boat. And they were laughing at him. Oh God, this man is really lunatic. What does he think of himself? But when it started raining and the water started raising up the ark, hey, right? Oh, this man is right, but too late. Right? So what the Old Testament turned this kind of narrations into only a story which emphasizes on the material body of ark, which emphasizes only material body of the staff of Moses. Only. And the white hand, for example, he put his hand under his arm here and put it out. It was shiny, bright, light emitting hand. And what the Old Testament says, he had a certain disease which made the skin white like snow like white. A kind of sedef, I don't know how it is called in English, the name of this disease, if you have known. Sorry? I don't know the one. Say it again. No, all white. The skin turns white. Whatever. I don't know the technical word, but it doesn't seem to be. I don't remember. They had another name for it, but let's say it. And never pay attention to the message that I have to take from it. Now, for me, I've never seen the ark, right? I never seen the ark for me. But as a prophet, the ark symbolized the disaster that we may find ourselves in to save from the disaster. This is the message. So, for example, for me now, the message that Moses received from the Creator saves me from all kinds of calamities, disaster within myself as a human being. So Moses' staff, what did it do? What did it do with it? Swallowed the other sorcerers' strings, staffs. What does it mean? So for me, I'm never seeing the staff. But what does it mean for me? Represents the message. Swallows all the other claims, denying the Creator for me. But Torah ignores this side. So Quran revives this idea, combines the staff of Moses, Ark of Noah, with the message they brought. Do you understand? So what does it mean? The message they brought is an abstract notion. There is an absolute creator. I don't know how it is, what it is. Absolute creator, I don't know what it is. I cannot know. But the evidence of the absolute creator is within the material creation. Do you get it? Evidence of the absolute creator is within the material creation. So without using the material creation, it means I can see, I can touch, I can observe, I can experience, without using the materially manifested evidence, I cannot confirm the truthfulness of the message. Do you see the relationship? Message and the material evidence. This material evidence in the time of Noah and Moses, we are using these examples, were miraculous material happenings. Most of the Bedouin Arabs during the life of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, heard the miraculous events took place. Demand of the Prophet Muhammad. They heard, they said, you know this man, the man in Mecca who denies all the idols, etc., rejects the tradition. They saw that the people saw him such and such cases in demonstrating such a, but he's not from him. They are not from him. These are happening at his demand from the Creator. So they came and see this wonderful man. So be careful with the process. Most of the Bedouins were attracted to the message through miracle narrations. When they came closer to the life of Muhammad and his message, when they started paying attention to the message, they said, this message is really correct, makes sense. Justice, especially, we should never forget this. Equality of human beings and justice among the human beings. the main message. No one should claim any superiority over others. Yeah, it makes sense. Why someone will be the king and I am the slave? Why? And then they realize that this is the reflection, aftermath, of the outcome of believing in one creator and nothing else. Do you understand? Because only the one who believes in one creator, the one owner, can equate himself with other creatures, saying, we are created in this way. King is created in the same way I was. Why he is superior over me? The master is created as the slave is. Why the master is from birth has a superiority over me? What are you talking about? Doesn't make sense. They became acquainted with the message after establishing the trust in the prophets through the miracles they established. This is the mercy of God. So miracle is for me now. What? The creation. Message is clear to me now. I am not hearing the message out of blue anymore. Right? Because it is clear now, complete. The message is complete, and I can really think about it, reason about it, because I am not completely a stranger to the message. And I see that the millions of people are following it. But what is it then? What is the truth in it? Let me investigate. But the first generation of every prophet is completely away from the truth, ignorant of the truth. They have no idea what the message contains, and they have no idea how they should trust this man's claim. It is understandable. If someone comes and hears that I have received the message from the creator of the universe now, be frank. Will you believe in it? I wouldn't. I would say he's lunatic. He's dreaming. But if he performs something, not by himself, saying that, look at the creator of the universe employed me, and it is creating this at my demand or on my demand?
At my demand.
At my demand. You see, the order of the universe belongs to the one who employed me. He can change it anyways. So we have to be very careful. There is no need to deny the miracles, narrations. Neither is there any need, as the Old Testament does, turn the miracle in their material form only. Both of them are extremes. Do you get it? It's very important. If you don't pay attention to this, you cannot benefit from the Quran. When it narrates the prophetic miracles, you cannot understand what is the message for you. Moses did this. I don't know, none of my business. Now, hit the staff on the Red Sea, and the sea opened, and human beings are saved. I don't know. I hit the stuff on the sea, no one listens to me. One of the molecules even. I don't know. What does it mean? So if you take the message, the stuff is the representative of the message. Ark is the representative of the message. Got it? So you can expand all the other miracles of the prophets. The camel, God's camel, Nagat Allah, is the representative of the message. Listen to it. So when you use the message and make it your pillar of your life, the Red Sea, all the obstacles in front of your humanity opens. You can go through it, find the absolute one, and understand your existence in terms of the absolute creator. That's your stuff. Now, in Islamic tradition, what is the stuff of Muhammad? The Quran. Clear evidence, clear descriptions, yes, clear guidance, no difficulty. Don't see that the rules seems to be complicated and everybody says something different. These are the practical rules, but the message, the main message is clear. Whatever the way you practice the rule, it means rituals, just follow the practical narrations of the Prophet from various ways, apply it to your life. Because you understand that you have to apply your belief in material form as well. You don't consist of spirit only. You have body too, right? You have to put it into bodily form, rituals. But the understanding of it must be clear in your mind, in your feelings. So someone says, in order to worship God, you have to do this. Okay, I have to do something in order to express it bodily. In other words, no, not this way, but this way. Okay, still the purpose is to express your conclusion about worshiping the Creator only and expressing it in bodily form. Just be sincere, consistent and sincere. Don't say, I don't like it, so. You see what I mean? And kick it away. No. Be honest. You will understand that you have to do something in material form. When you are hungry, what do? You eat as well. I do. You eat as well. You don't say that God provides. I know spiritually that God is the nourisher. But you eat. I eat. So materially you do it, bodily you do it, practice it. So don't reduce religion to laws only, and neither deny the laws. Sharia. It's exactly the same. Don't reduce the message of Noah to ark, body of the wooden boat only, but neither deny that these miracles must have happened. Otherwise, the people, take yourself as an example, you will understand it impossible to believe somebody who claims that he has received message from the creator of the universe. I wouldn't believe.
I wanted to ask you about what you referred to when you were saying, like, the Torah and the Quran, the main difference.
Before?
About the Torah and the Quran.
I said about Torah and the Quran.
Yeah, and the main difference being that, I think you said, like, the Quran, you didn't say clarify, but it talks about the message of the actual, like, events
Together with
the
material appearance of it.
okay.
Yeah, Quran mentions the material of it. Noah built the ark. Moses had the stuff in the narration of the Quran, but it combines the message. It says message, ayah. Do you know? I know I shouldn't interrupt you, but I know where you are going. But I shouldn't interrupt you. Complete your question.
The question was just that, I'm just trying to clarify, and I have not read the Torah in whole. I've read parts of it here and there, but what is?
So you have what? You have what?
I have not read the Torah.
Okay.
I've read parts of it here and there. But,
yeah.
I'm just trying to understand, like, wouldn't the message still be, wouldn't the focus of that book still be that there was a message?
No.
within the story?
Not, I understand you. I know you were going there because most of the people confused there. It's quite normal, quite normal. So the question is very legitimate. Torah was narrated by the people who made the material existence of the miracle as the only thing.
The Torah was narrated by people?
Yeah, but while interpreted it and narrated accordingly. That is why Quran says the origin of Torah is from God, but people's narration corrupted the language. Yeah, but the Quran says the Quran preserved it. So what happens now? People, without realizing, most of the people also do what the people did to Torah, they do it to the Quran. Narrate the event, not combine it or relate it to the message. But the Quran uses one word, very interesting. Ayah. Ayah is used, the word ayah or plural ayat. Ayat, the word ayah or ayat is used in 3 different contexts, ultimately pointing to the same thing. But in 3 different contexts. One is the sentences of the message. Don't you say that the ayah, one ayah of such and such chapter, surah? Yeah, that's its sentence. One. The Quran says this is ayah. Yes? They don't read the ayat we reveal to you. For example. Now, the same word is used in ordinary matter created. Concrete things. Saying that the earth and heavens, mountains, animals, plants, dates, or olives, examples of very concrete things that we really touch as ayat. So the translation, because of the context, changes from verses of the Quran, the same word in original form, turns into the signs of God. Now, that is even more, this third one is more interesting. The Quran uses the same word, ayah. The construction of the word is different. No change in the construction, the same word, ayah. For the miracles created by Allah for the prophets at the demand of the prophets, like ark is an ayah, staff is an ayah. Again, but what the Quran does, uses the word almost interchangeably, the same word. What does it mean? Of course, the 3 different contexts of the word is used in the Quran points to the same thing. There's no need to change the word. And also, when you look at the ark, what you have to see the message he received. You have to see the material ark boat created during the time of Noah. And also, you have to see that this prophet was given miracles. It means very simple, the creation of something with which human beings are not accustomed. It means a normal order of the universe. Three of them are the same. Right? So the Quran makes it clear that they point to each other and all together point to one message, that this is by God, by the Creator. This is clear in the Quran, but if the common people's narration falls on either denial or may fall, either denial of the miracles or making the miracle main purpose of the teaching of the Quran, narrating the event. Ridiculous. Both of them are ridiculous. But the Quran keeps this because the wording of the Quran is preserved. You can trace it. But wording of the teachings of Jesus, teachings of Moses, wordings have not been preserved. So people about the oral culture, the written culture is very near. Oral culture, the common culture was oral. Oral culture turns the language into the narrator's understanding of the subject. Yeah, they miss the fine language. These are very important and fundamental principles if anybody wants to benefit from the scripture. Very fundamental. If someone is not aware of this, they cannot really benefit from the scripture. They keep following their culture. The Christians follow their culture. Jews, they follow their culture. Muslims follow their culture. Buddhists follow their culture. But we have to benefit from the fact that wordings of the revelation that the Prophet Muhammad received have been protected. It's an enormous blessing. That's why there is no prophet, because the message is there. Why should there be? Yeah, here is the formula written for you why there should be another message. The another message will repeat the same thing, the same formula, because the formula is the true formula explaining the existence of the universe. So simple.
So the way I am understanding or taking the miracles is for me to. So it's like a metaphoric teaching, for example. So like you gave the example of Moses' staff. So for me, be cognizant that this does not have the power to create. So just knowing this notion will help me understand that nothing has the power to create anything. So I'm taking miracles as that, which totally makes sense. So it's like a metaphoric teaching. But you said that there's no need to deny miracles as well, like
physical appearance.
So I don't know what to do.
But don't you understand? What you understand that if I claim that or the most knowledgeable person in biology, let alone that I received the message from the Creator. No, in biology, what would you do? You will ask me what? Demonstrate it. Demonstrate it physically. Now, the employed messengers, teachers, employed by the Creator, said, I am employed by him, and he asked me to call you to worship him alone. Don't worship false things that are made up stories. And you have to say, demonstrate it. Yes? How can I demonstrate? Don't you think that as human beings, we are in need of material demonstration? That's miracles. Don't worry about it. But what was it? None of my business. Every prophet demonstrates and had to demonstrate material evidence.
So for me, the material evidence would be just to reflect on creation, looking at the
Oh, no, now
universe.
for you now. For you now, because
Yes.
you have heard who there's God who
Right.
created the universe, the prophets, and these are religions, the various religions you have heard. That's for you now.
Right.
You don't need material demonstration that the man, or in this case now, Muhammad, the messenger Muhammad will raise up from the grave and demonstrate the miracle, material miracle, and go back to the grave again. It is ridiculous. We have to understand the mentality, how reasonable it is. Yeah, look at the universe, how the things are happening. If you don't materially demonstrate, you cannot really be convinced, believe in anything immaterial.
So do I have to, I mean, going back to all these Noah's Ark and Moses stuff,
Yeah.
do I have to think of them as in material form as well?
Yeah, that must be something. You don't have to really imagine and make a film out of it, but there must be a material demonstration. Any kind, none of my business what kind. None of my business. But I know that I need material demonstration. Human beings need material demonstration. If the message has been introduced first time to the people, they need really concrete demonstration. I need it. I know. If somebody comes and says, I am a prophet, don't use this prejudice idea saying that there will be no prophet after Muhammad. I understand that there is no, that the Quran is there and it is clear. But let's say, assume that we have no idea about the Quran, etc. I have not heard anything about the real creator of the universe. Everything came from, came into existence by his will. No idea. I'm just trying to survive in this world. Very simple. And a man comes and claims something. As a human being, I need material demonstration. I need it. But no, I wouldn't believe you. Because I have no clue. What we are doing now, we are using our previous hearings. From even you were born into a Jewish family or Hindu family or whatever, and even an atheist family. You were born to an atheist family. What they do? They say, don't believe in the religious people's claims. There you are. You understand that atheism is an alternative to a claim which says that they are wrong. But for example, in the example of the Prophet Muhammad, there were no such concept that we are denying something. They thought the life is this. Yeah? There must be a creator, and this building is the house of this creator, and we are the descendants of somebody who was very famous. Abraham, great man. That's it. Alternative, when the prophet said, don't deny God, the local people, the Meccan people, which is normally known Quraysh, we are not denying that. Come on, what are you talking about? We are not deniers. Because they didn't think that they are denying something. But the atheists of this time perfectly know that they are believing or confirming an idea which contradicts or rejects another opposite idea. They are aware of it. The situation cannot be compared.
So I have a question. What do I do with confirming the physical miracles that occurred?
It
What do
means
I do?
confirming means there must be something like that. There must be.
Something must have happened.
There.
How come it's not preserved? As in,
Sorry,
how come-
what are you going to do?
what do I
You
do?
don't need it.
So what do I do with it anyways? Like, I'm taking
No,
off it as a metaphoric
But
teaching.
there is
Like,
no, but look,
I don't need to see
there
an
is
arc.
no need to deny that such things are happened. Such things happen is
Mhm.
one case.
Mhm.
Deny
Mhm.
that such things happen.
Mhm.
There is no need to deny. They emphasizing that Noah came to the people
Mhm.
to teach them how to make a boat. It is another.
So don't take any stand. Just be, I mean,
No,
partial to it.
there must be something materially happened. I don't know what it is, none of my business, but I have no reason to deny it.
Mhm.
I have no reason to make the object of worship for me.
I understand that part. There must
Mm.
be something that must have happened materially, but what do I do with this?
Nothing?
And how do I know that? There must
That
be-
is for, in your case now, in your case and my case,
Mhm.
right now, I have to see the material demonstration of the truthfulness of the message I received from the Quran. So go back to the word, see the material demonstration of it. You are not a native now, not a native, no. The first man who is encountering the message of the messenger. It's unbelievable.
So in that way, the confirmation is within you and you've taken it, that's how the story relates to you, and your confirmation is not in like a preserved boat from
Yeah.
like centuries before.
Yeah, so
That makes
what
sense.
you hear now in the commentaries on Torah, which kind of wood it was, which kind of nails they used, you read and laugh at it. So even some narrators, Muslim narrators, took the narrations learned the narrations from Jewish tradition, which is called Israeliyat, or the Jews embraced Islam, brought their culture and started telling them to their Muslim friends, brothers, sisters. So it became a common culture. So they argued now what they used. I read this, that's why it remains in my mind. Come on, man, don't share anything else. No, what they used to make the planks next to each other, they didn't have glue, they didn't have nails. And they say there was a plant, they put in between the planks, the wood, pieces of wood, when they get wet, they swallow. No, they swell. They swell. So prevents water coming into it. Because they don't say that they hit the nail. They didn't know what the iron was. Do you see what I mean? So some of them says, even I remember now, some of them said they used certain plant as a rope. So to tie each other to tie the planks each other. But what are you going to do? Are you going to learn the engineering of making? What are you going to do? What we are emphasizing here, very simple, if you are encountered with the messenger the first time, it is shocking, unbelievable, and you are right.
And then what?
You are right. Yeah? When you see the material demonstration of something according to their claim, for example, if I say, I am employed by the president of this university, yeah? And
Show me your
people say, of course, show me your evidence. For example, I will say, I need a room to be used now. Please, President, give me a room. and two men comes and unlocks the door of a room, and they say, here you are. What is it? What does it mean?
Evidence.
Evidence that what I claimed was right, because the president of the university can give me a room at my demand, since I am employed by him. So that's the material evidence. You say, oh, yeah, really, this man is really employed by the president. No other way that you can prove it. Afterwards, what this man says, I am employed to teach you chemistry. Example.
Show me your degree.
And teach me chemistry now, because I know that it is employed by the president. So, and as he teaches, I'm not going to imitate, but first, I eliminate the impossibility of the claim first. That's what I need as a human being. And then start making sense of the teaching that the man, this person presents to me. I must be convinced.
I eliminate the possibility of the claim. What claim?
The claim that he is,
Oh, okay.
he claimed that he is employed by the president, and I have no sign.
Okay.
So miracles given to the prophets function only in one way, to eliminate the impossibility of the truthfulness of the claim, not to confirm or guarantee that what the prophet teaches, you have to imitate it because it's the prophet. Come on. No, you have to try to understand and make sense of it. Got it? You have to make sense of it. So there is no way to imitate the Quran because you have seen the miracle. No, but you say, okay, this man says this is from the Creator. This is the guidance. The Quran is the guidance. Now we have to understand what the guidance is teaching. I have to be satisfied with it. Got it? I have to be satisfied with it. In the example, what the person says, I am employed by the president, and demonstrates the material evidence for it, and then starts teaching chemistry. And if you don't understand, and if it doesn't make sense to you, you say, look, you may be employed by the president, but I'm sorry, your message did not make sense to me. Yeah, studying in the case of Muhammad, the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. In the case of the Prophet Muhammad, you have to study the Quran and make sense of it. There is no need to deny that there is no miracle. The creator of the universe says, I employed you, and it is his responsibility, the creator's responsibility, to make the people feel confident about this. Prepare the minds of the people, hearts of the people. I need it. If someone comes to you and says, give me $1,000 and I will pay you tomorrow, where? In the subway?
I don't have $1,000.
No. I'm not joking. It's a serious matter. So, would you give it? You have to see the evidence that this man is a man of truth. Now, why don't you trust human beings? I trust human beings, but people corrupt their human qualities. Do you understand? You have to see the evidence. You have to see the evidence. This is quite normal. Then I not only, in my own reasoning, I am not only convinced that Moses' miracle, the narrations of the Moses' miracles, Jesus' miracles, Muhammad's miracles are correct. I also believe that every prophet must come with a miracle. This is the inevitable quality of the prophethood. Otherwise, the people will not be able to believe, to trust. First of all, yes, sir.
So for example, when the prophet split, he had the miracle of splitting the moon.
Whatever it
Whatever it
is,
was.
doesn't matter, yeah.
Really, it's a mercy for the people that was there, that they don't just dismiss him and say, this man is crazy.
Yeah, straight away. Because I would dismiss him. I'm, as a human being, thinking about my own self, you know. I'm living in a society, everything is going in one direction, and more or less, that is the established system, and somebody says, this is completely wrong, and employed by the creator. No way to give credit to this man. But when they say that Abu Bakr accepted everything, this is stupid. Abu Bakr was suspicious about worshiping the idols, following the culture. He was already, that is why he was a merchant. He was going to other cultures, saying that, look, we put some things in the representing the tribe and tribe conflict. It is stupid. There must be something, because he wasn't really, according to their conditions, international trader. According to their conditions. So he used to go to Yemen, he used to go to Syria, he used to go to Iraq and this east coast of west coast of Iranian Gulf, or east side of Arabian Peninsula, for trade and search, question people. That was his habit. And one day, when he came back from his merchant trading, heard that the people are talking against Muhammad, saying that this man is crazy. He's splitting the community. He's saying this Kaaba. Why Kaaba is very important, you know, eh? Source of income. Still it is. We have to be very careful. So saying that this is not to be worshipped. The Rabbul Kaaba must be worshipped. There should be no idol here, representative of the tribes. He is completely revolutionizing the life of the people. How can you trust? Abu Bakr, like people were questioning, because they heard one, look, not because of the only the miracle that they observed or witnessed, no, that time. This man said, stop tribal conflict, competition. Yeah, really, it must be, huh? And stop worshipping the symbols. But there must be the creator of the universe, and the creator of the universe must be worshipped. That makes sense, huh? Look, message convinced him. It's not a stupid Siddiq. They say Abu Bakr Siddiq means really loyal. It's not a stupid loyalty. It is a logically consistent loyalty. You understand? The other people mostly affected by the miracle narrations. But Bedouins, of course, what do you expect from the Bedouins to be like Abu Bakr, an international trader, merchant man? They have no idea. They are living in desert with 100, 200, 300 people. They have their lifestyle, that's it. There's a chieftain, that's it. There's no way to question the status quo. Of course, they need some further evidence. I think we are, where are we?
Almost about to end that paragraph.
Which one?
The second, well, the first one
Each
on that
thing is
page.
enough to manifest infinite. Yes, we did this.
No,
Whose power and command everything is submitted. Did you hear this? The extraordinary
that yet.
speed. Where were we?
at once.
Yeah, okay. Can you continue, please? The absolute.
The absolute ease in perfect order and arrangement is particular to him for whom nothing is difficult and who has infinite knowledge.
So the infinite, absolute, this kind of words tell us that for the absolute being, we cannot really put any limit. So it must be so. As long as we are convinced that the universe has been created by an absolute being, it's easy to explain the rest.
Right.
Okay.
The extraordinary speed that does not affect firmness and proportion is particular to him to whose power and command everything is submitted.
Okay. Now, I think we covered all this. Don't think we talked about it a lot. Yeah. The following paragraph as well, so we have to finish the section at this.
The vast distribution of species in which each individual's infinite beauty is maintained is particular to him who is unconfined by space, but near everything through his power and knowledge.
So we understand that the absolute absolute cannot be located in a specific space and time. So, and also we discussed, every individual is given a special feature characteristics, but abundant creatures, the swift creation, no confusion. Now, it is impossible to imagine in terms of this universe at all. Impossible.
Each individual's wonderful economy and abundance, which is of immeasurable value, is particular to him who is infinitely rich and disposes of inexhaustible treasures. You have it?
Oh. Okay. I think we are done for today. Next week, next Saturday, we will continue from the following subject.
I mean, I have some questions on what we just talked about these three different components.
Three components, contexts.
And
The same word for three contexts.
but still the same
Word.
words, and ultimately it's elements of sort of speech of the creator. That's how I see it. So whether it's
This is the elements of
sentence.
there's a purpose,
Yeah.
not changing the word.
Right. No,
Yeah.
The wisdom in it is really beautiful. If I see
Oh,
it
of course,
the same way.
that's why people get admired at the eloquence of the Quran.
Yeah.
So nothing is, when you really study the Quran, you cannot want superfluous word or the structure.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
No, for example, we always say that, look, Alhamdu lillahi Rabbul Alameen. We say, Bi-ismillah, bi-ismi Allah ar-Rahim, ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. The sequences of this word, Alhamdulillah, it shows that Hamd can only belong to. The only meaning is from the structure. And really, there is no exception. So there is wisdom, definitely, but we have to study. No, without studying, we cannot.
Right. So the studying, there are these different things. I'd be more inclined to, if it's really the creator speaking to me, I would say, consistency in the messages, so consistency in the Quran is impossible for any flawed person to come up with this. Or in the material things, when you investigate the universe, it's like, how is this possible? But maybe the miracles too is one other option, if you don't have these other things.
That is a miracle for us.
Yeah.
Eloquence of the Quran is the miracle for us now. That's why we don't really keep ourselves busy with the miracles or the narrations of the miracles that the Prophet Muhammad performed. I mean, not the perform, of what created at his demand. But of course, there are some people curious about it, and they wrote books narrating 1,200 miracles. Okay, but for me, it is not the main purpose. I have to be busy with something else. But there is no need to deny that this kind of things happen. Exactly how? None of my business. It doesn't concern me anymore. Yeah. None of my business how Noah made the ark. I'm not going to make the ark as Noah did. Everything is developed so much that even the people are making now so sophisticated submarines. So we have to be on the moderate way or the middle way, which is neither deny, not lose yourself in the physical event. And there is no need to deny, and it logically makes sense that we need it. Human beings in certain conditions need it. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. آخر دعواهم الحمد لله رب العالمين بحرمة السلام.